Hi everyone, Jessica here from Paper Ink Stamp and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be creating a card, again using this Thankful Flowers by Simon Says Stamp. So I've used this a few times in the past and I really just love this big floral design. But what I wanted to do was have a go at doing something slightly different and then using the new craft markers from Prism that I got. So these are the cool greys. So we've got greys going into black and I really wanted to see if we could create and sort of how good it would look, I guess, to create kind of a monochrome kind of card. I'm thinking this is going to be a card, it is mine and my partner's anniversary next month, so I'm thinking that I could then, you know, create a card for him. And I always find it a little bit more difficult thinking about creating masculine cards, especially when it comes to kind of anniversaries and things, because you still want it to be, I guess, kind of lovey, but to still kind of do it in a masculine way. So I'm gonna be stamping this image. So I've got a piece of cardstock. So the card we're gonna be creating, the size is 5.5 by 4.25. So my cardstock here is 3 3/4 by 5 inch. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna have one down here and kind of one at the top. So let's actually stamp our image to begin with. So let's ink this up. So we're using our Memento black ink for this because it is an alcohol friendly ink. So there we have got our image stamped on the one side. So I'm just going to rotate it and just place it down, and then we can stamp again. Okay, so there is our panel. So this is going to be quite basic, but I really want this to be more about the colour scheme and again that colouring. So I've got, like I said, this is the cool greys. So I've got CG 1, 3, 4, 5, 8 and 600, which is going to be our black. So I'm not sure really that I want to add sort of any black at the moment. So I am just going to kind of leave that just to one side. So I'm going to try, I don't want every single flower to be exactly the same. I might just go in with the leaves. So we've got just a handful of leaves here and I think I might go in with then those cooler colours. So to begin with, we're going to do CG1. So I'll try to put the caps there so you can see them. So there's our finished colouring. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think. I actually really love that. I tried really hard to kind of get those shadows and things in there. Obviously it's a little bit more difficult when you are sort of using a palette like sort of grey colours. But yeah, I do really love how this has turned out. Again, I've tried to use sort of a variety of different markers together, just so each flower wasn't just kind of exactly the same. I didn't use the black either. I didn't really want to kind of harshen anything up, but I did use the CG8 just to go back over and add in some more of those shadows as well. And I really love how this has come out. This is going to make great masculine cards. This is also going to be really great, I think, for any sympathy cards as well, because it's still that really beautiful design, that flower, but you know, it is very sort of toned down. So I want to add something into this background because we've got a lot of kind of white space, and what I thought would be really great is this background from Simon Says Stamp. This is called the half tone square background. I haven't actually used this yet, and I think this is going to be really great just to kind of fill in that white gap with nothing that's kind of too big and bold. Okay, so I've got my stamping platform. I have got my panel here. And then I've just restamped our floral image twice and just cut those out. So we've done a really sort of basic mask. These are just out of just some cheap 80 GSM cardstock. Okay, so I definitely want to get some more of the smaller pieces in here. So I'm going to kind of line it up as best I can. I'm going to grab my dotty tape pen just to add a little bit of adhesive to the back. So that is my panel ready to go. And then with my two masks that I've created, so what I'm going to do, I could probably just use... No, I'm going to use some washi tape because our stamp is so big. We're not really going to be able to use our magnets to hold this down. So I'm just going to hold that in place with a piece of tape. Just like that there. I'm going to do the same over here. Okay, and I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm just gonna use some black for this because I want to get sort of all of that really nice detail on there. So I'm gonna stamp this in black. I'm actually just gonna use my Distress black soot for this. So let's ink up okay, and let's stamp that. Okay, so we've got a few areas where it has missed. Okay, so let's take off our masks. So there's our panel. So again, I think this is making a really great kind of masculine card. So I really love that. So all we need to do now really is add a sentiment. So we're going to heat emboss our sentiment onto some black cardstock. So I've got a piece of black cardstock here. I'm going to prep it with the anti-static powder bag. That's just going to stop the embossing powder sticking anywhere we don't want it to. I think I might just go for You're Amazing. So we have got our Simon Says stamp embossing ink. Get that nice and inked up. Stamp it. Grab a scrap piece of cardstock. We're going to use the Fine Detailed White Embossing Powder by Simon. So we're going to trim. Let's add some tape. So what I am going to do is just to add the tiniest bit of colour to our card. So I'm going to stamp this love heart, and I'm going to stamp that in some red ink. So let's have a look at our fired brick. That's just going to add a really lovely little pop of colour. So let's actually get our card assembled. Okay, so now we've got all of our elements, we can bring these together. So I'm just going to use my tape runner just to add our adhesive on the back. I've got our matte and layer here for our black. So I'm just going to have this be flat on our card. Then I'm going to add some foam tape to this, and of course we are going to use the Big Mama foam tape by Simon Says stamp. Okay, so let's add our panel onto our card. So we've got a top folding US A2 size card here. So just get that nice and lined up. So I really love how that's looking, because you've got the white of the card, you've then got our black matte, we've got then our background, a combination of the black dots with then our grey flowers, and we have got then our white heat embossed sentiment on that black strip. So it's all very, very monochrome at the moment. So as I showed you before, we're just going to add in just this little heart just to give it a small pop of colour. So I'm going to pop this just onto some basic foam pads, just to give it a small bit of dimension. And then we're just going to pop that just in that little gap there. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. This is a masculine star card, and I don't really want to add sort of too much to it to kind of glitz it up. Really, so I'm sort of happy as it is. So that's it for this card for today's video. So if you do like it, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. So thanks very much for watching, and happy crafting.